Elliott, best running back in the NFL, has privately said he's planning a training camp holdout. He's got 2 years left on his contract. 2 years left. And he's putting you through this nonsense. Forget the fact that every offseason there's a new judicial issue. Trade him. I would trade Zeke. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. This is not the NBA, where after the 8th draft pick, you're out of players. This year in the NBA, by the 4th pick, it's a project. It's a 18-year-old project. This is the NFL. Half the league is undrafted. There's football talent everywhere. Belichick every other year drafts an SEC running back nobody knows. He ends up being great. Trade Zeke. I'm not letting this guy 2 years out. We're talking about this. Number one, there's a growing number of analytics in the NFL and GMs that believe you do not give a running back after 3 or 4 years in this league a big contract. High school carries, college carries, NFL carries. Once you get into that 2,000 carry area, Zeke's numbers, touchdowns per game, dropping dramatically. Yards rushing per game, coming down. Let him go. Trade him. You can get a haul for him.
Really?
His value will never be higher today. He is seen as the number 1 running back in the NFL. This is his greatest value. From this point forward, more dings, more judicial issues, not great judgment. His value goes down. Pigs get fed, hogs get slaughtered. You could get a haul for him. By the way, here's 3 teams that moved off running backs. You told me they couldn't do it. Pittsburgh Steelers, Minnesota Vikings, Adrian Peterson. Can't get rid of him. Can't. Best running back for 10 years. They've never missed the playoffs since he left. Minnesota's
I'm sorry. Did they make the playoffs this year when they went ahead and got Kirk Cousins? Did I miss that? And it wasn't like they were doing anything with Adrian Peterson.
a great franchise. They never didn't miss. By the way, the only playoff game they won with Adrian Peterson, Brett Favre was the quarterback. You told me they couldn't trade Adrian Peterson. Vikings been fine without him. DeMarco Murray, Cowboys. Oh, my God, leads the NFL in 2 Division III titles without DeMarco Murray. Le'Veon Bell.
Well, but hold it. Didn't we get after DeMarco Murray, didn't we get Ezekiel Elliott to replace him? I don't know, didn't we? Because we ended up basically getting DeMarco Murray gone. 2015, a disaster. Then we got Zeke Elliott for 2 of those titles. Okay.
Bell. You weren't winning Super Bowls with him, and you were number 4 in the NFL in offense without him. And you paid James Conner nothing.
Did they make the playoffs? Okay.
This is not a running back league. It's a quarterback league. It's increasingly a wide receiver league because of rule changes. It's a left tackle league. It's an edge rusher league. It's a have mobile linebackers. It's have a lockdown corner. By the way, the Cowboys have all of those. This organization is not bereft of talent.
Bullshit! Okay, I'm sorry. Excuse me, friends. Sorry about that. I just had to sneeze there because something got caught. Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo. And as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. Let's get open for business and let's wake up the football gods right now. Here we go. You know what? That was some bullshit. Because he just pointed out, well, here's the problem with like Minnesota getting rid of Adrian Peterson. They weren't winning with him. And they're still not winning without him. And they did not make the playoffs. You think about, oh, well, you lost to DeMarco Murray. Yeah, but we replaced him with Zeke Elliott. And it is right that it is a passing league with the exception of the Dallas Cowboys. Now, I will say that there are a couple of really good running backs that seem to be doing well, and the offenses do. I would say Alvin Kamara at New Orleans is a key to that puzzle. We know Zeke is a key to our puzzle. How about Melvin Gordon with San Diego? You don't think that he's a key to that cog? And how about Todd Gurley? And I believe all four of those teams, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe all four of those teams were playoff teams, right? Corey, great seeing you there at the show too. Now, before we get into everything in here, I want to clear the air a bit. I see TGK TV in here. I know Solar is pissed off. I did a little experiment earlier here today. I didn't eat all the food now, Tramel. There's actually 2 containers extra, what I'm going to send with our friend that came over, okay? I only ate that one bowl. That was it. That, and I got my fat coffee with whipped cream in here. I put out a video talking about Tony Romo because I want to do this as an experiment. And it's amazing because you cannot say anything about Tony Romo. See, I put this out here because somebody had said if Tony Romo had this team that Dak Prescott has, that he would win multiple Super Bowls. And I said to myself, I remember that 2007 team that had 13 Pro Bowlers and 5 All-Pros. And somebody else had said, we got a defense. Tony Romo don't have a defense. And I was kind of like, I think that defense was rated 8th. And so I put this in the caption. And I went through there because I said, listen, football is crazy. You can have a great roster and a great team. You can be undefeated going to the Super Bowl and lose. You can be 15-1 and lose in the first round of playoffs like the Minnesota Vikings. It's the way it is. Sometimes the best teams don't win. We killed the Giants twice during the regular season in 2007, and then we couldn't bust a grape against them in the playoffs. I'm not going to look and tell you that the Giants were a better team than what we were doing there. We had 13 Pro Bowlers, 5 All-Pros, including 3 offensive linemen. 3 offensive linemen that were Pro Bowlers. A wide receiver, a tight end, and a running back, and a quarterback. But we only put up 17 points. That happens. There are bad games. Sometimes you're just not feeling it. And I did this because I wanted to see some of the comments. And I wanted to see how many people actually watched the video before they commented. And as I go through, and I started looking at some of the stuff was just basically F you, you're just a hater. It's like, I'm not a hater. I'm putting out facts. And the one thing I'm going to tell you that I will never, ever, ever do to you guys. Kimbo, welcome back. I will never lie to you. My word is my bond. I'm not going to make shit up for clickbaits like these guys because this is some shit. Sorry, excuse my language. But this is some shit that he's putting out there. He's getting plenty of play for it. Shout out to him. He knows how to market it. Because if you listen to Colin Cowherd, he will literally be on both sides of the fence of everything. One day, he's telling you, you got to pay Zeke. Next minute, he's going to tell you that, let him go, trade him. You'll get a haul for him. You're not getting a haul for a running back. You're not getting hauls for anybody anymore. Those days are gone. Because what you're thinking is, oh man, we can get a Herschel Walker deal. You're not getting that. People aren't trading that much stuff anymore. They're not. And running backs, unfortunately, have been devalued. I mean, I believe in here, he was talking about, I think it was Colin. Maybe it was somebody else. Maybe it was Chris Carter. Chris Carter was saying, you know what? You could, that Zeke should be paid as much as Dak. That, Dak should be paid about, like Zeke. Because Zeke's more valuable. Sorry. Gurley's got the biggest contract. He's got $14 million. Backup quarterbacks are getting $14 million. How are you going to go ahead and say some stupid shit like that? It's bullshit. But anyway, I'm going through this, and some of these things are telling me that, you know what, you are just trying to elevate Dak because you hate Romo. It's like, that's not what I said. If you watch the video, you would understand what I was pointing out. Because if you watch the video, you can't argue with what I'm saying. Because what my point being is this. You have good games and bad games. You had a team that was built because Jason Witten is still on the team. You know, DeMarcus Ware is going to be a Hall of Famer. T.O. is a Hall of Famer. You had a team around Tony Romo, but we didn't get past the divisional round. And that happens. And it took years before we got a playoff win. And the reason I bring this is because if you come into my house and you talk about me, my family, my house, my team, or my quarterback, I'm going to respond in kind. I'm going to put the facts out there. I want everybody to be educated with what they see. Because we have revisionist history. In our mind, we forget about a lot of things and only remember the good things. We remember, Tony Romo rolling out and J.J. Watt tackling air and him hitting Terrence Williams in the end zone. We remember that. But we don't remember in the Giants game, overthrow, second to last play, and interception in the last play. We forget these things. And I don't do it to belittle Tony Romo. I do this because so many people are like, well, he's never going to be a Tony Romo. He sucks. He can't do crap. And it's kind of like, you don't seem to understand where we are. We are looking at comparables. No, that's not what you said, Mark. You keep on preaching. Okay, wait, what did I say? Okay, don't ever invite you to my house. Okay, because you're going to take all my memorabilia? Okay, we'll have security here. But no, but people automatically, if you say something about Tony Romo, oh, you're an idiot. But I'm just trying to tell you that Tony Romo is human too. Chris Silva, you unsubbed? Well, people may unsub. I'm just trying to put the truth out there. And if you don't like it, well, I apologize. I'm sorry. But see, here's the thing. You're better off knowing the truth than living a lie. It's the bottom line. And we have so many people that believe things that aren't true, that they're creating a narrative that's not correct. That's all I'm trying to say. And if people don't like that, and again, people are like, you're just a Tony Romo. I'm not Tony. You know what? I've got a hard hat over here that's autographed by Tony Romo. I've got a Jobu jersey over here autographed by Tony Romo. I've got a Tony Romo jersey that's hanging up in the closet there. It's not a matter of hating. It's trying to tell you it's hard to win in the Super Bowl. Damn near impossible. You can look around at all these teams and only one's winning every year. Tramel, you've had a background check? All right. Robert Apakian. I meant Romo couldn't start his first season. Dak went 13-3 his first season. How can we say Carson Wentz is better than Dak Prescott when Carson Wentz hasn't? Salim, I agree with you because, it's funny because you listen to all the talking heads out there that will tell you that, Carson Wentz is a better quarterback. But I got to tell you, he hasn't had the pressure-filled games that Dak Prescott actually had. Think about last year, that 7-1 run. Literally, we had to win almost every one of those games. Those were like playoff games. And, his 2017 season, remember, they're playing a last-place schedule. And I'm not saying he didn't have a great season because he did. But before they started really being somebody to worry about, they were playing nobodies. I mean, let's just for humor for a second. Okay. They had, let's go to the regular season. Okay, that sounded good. Okay, hold up. Okay. So they had the Redskins, and then they lost to the Chiefs. Then they had the Giants. They had the Chargers and the Cardinals. And then they had the Panthers. The Panthers weren't very good in 2017. They were awful, as a matter of fact. Then they had the Redskins. Then they had the 49ers. And then they had Denver. So when you looked at those first 9 games, I'm thinking that Kansas City and San Diego would be the only 2 teams that ended up with a winning record in the first half of their season. Now, they destroyed us. I'll give them that. The Bears were terrible that year. The Seahawks beat them. They got the Rams. That was a good win. And then they let the Giants score 29. And then they got the Raiders. So I'm just looking at this. There's no cream of the crop in that schedule from that year. Am I wrong? I mean, honestly, am I wrong on that? So he ended up missing the last 3 games against the Giants, the Raiders, and the Cowboys. So you look at that schedule. The Seahawks beat them. The Eagles beat the Rams. The Bears didn't have a winning record. We had a winning record, but we sucked last year because we didn't have Zeke in that game. But the rest of the people, they weren't exactly the best of competition. But we'll find out this year because everybody is on the back of, is on his back. So we'll see what happens on there. So the question is now, as we sit a week away from training camp, the question is, have we done everything we can to build this roster? Jerry Jones at the end of the season said, listen, we got some places we want to look at and we need to go ahead and get and address. They said running back, tight end, defensive line, safety, and wide receiver. Let's start with the offensive line. Our offensive line was nowhere near. How you doing, Emily Ann? Was nowhere near where we were in 2014 or 2016. Losing Travis Frederick was huge. He's the field general out there. Joe Looney, he had a good he had a good season, but he's no Travis Frederick. You get him back. Connor Williams was a little undersized, a little underweight, actually playing a guard, and he was used to playing tackle. He got thrown around the first 8 games of the season a bit, settled in when he came back from injury for Zach Martin for 2 games, and put on about 15 pounds of muscle. Now, the good thing about him is he's a tackle and he's a guard. So that's flexibility. Connor McGovern, meeting him last week, big dude. He's still got that college kind of baby fat on him. He's going to bulk up. Victor, well, it's okay, man. We're still here. We've only been here 19 minutes. He's going to bulk up some more. And you can see he's got the frame that can really hold some stuff on there. But the good thing about him is he is a guy that's played tackle, who's played guard, who's played center. He's your swing guy. You got to love that. Now we look at the mix of the rest of it. We got Lyle Collins, who's looking to get paid next year, the last year of his contract. And Bosch will say that, he's missed a lot of stuff, that he needs a lot of work. He's ready to throw him over the bridge. The good thing is we've got a lot of depth on offensive line. We've got some guys that will probably get cut this year on the offensive line that may be starting elsewhere. That's how good it is. You have Xavier Salafalo, big guy. I say he played good his first game. After he got poked in the eye, I think he had vision issues, but not a bad backup. Cam Fleming, he's not a world beater, but he can back up Tyron Smith. Tyron Smith is still a beast when he's healthy. And then you got Looney Tunes who can play guard or center and has a year experience. So you can definitely say the offensive line. Woo! Dylan Carrazzo, thank you very much for that super chat. Thank you, Mark, Michael Anthony Fitness, Jobu, E2, Vosh, etc. for everything we do, especially the long off season. Well, guys, here's the good news. We're only 47 days, 22 hours, 58 minutes, and 44 seconds away from kickoff. The off season's got 1 week left, man, and it's back on. All right, running back. Zeke Elliott. Not worrying about him right now. He's not suspended. And by the looks of things, with Tyreek Hill, can you believe that? Can you believe Tyreek Hill, that situation, and how the NFL tries to justify that they're not suspending him? You know what? Like I said, I'll never lie to you. I wish the NFL would just say, listen, we don't want to be in the business of having to be the court system. If the police do something, they arrest somebody, charge somebody, then we'll do something in kind. That's our place. Our role is not to be CSI. They said that, I would say, cool. I agree with you. Your football, you worry about football, you let the police and the court system handle off the field stuff. But to try and whitewash it and say, well, the child is safe. What? But then the child got a broken arm, got taken away from the parents, right? So they said the difference between Zeke Elliott was, after the police did their investigation and found nothing, and they took it to the prosecutor, and he did his investigation, he said he can't prove that anything happened, but he believes something happened. That he believed that Zeke did something, but he couldn't prove it. So they said that's why they figured he did something. Okay. We got a child with a broken arm. We got him ranting on tapes that say that he needs to respect me, he needs to fear me. I don't know if anything happened or not. But isn't that the same thing? Am I wrong? Did I miss something there? Because what? The child is safe and something happened, but we don't know who did it. No suspension. But here's where it's funny. Think about this. I've shown you Montrell Nicholson in the street fight that he was in. No suspension. Tyreek Hill. No suspension. Rico Gathers. Suspend that guy. He had weed. A $50 fine, weed. You get a game. You get a game. Randy Gregory. Oh no. We can't have that in the NFL. Randy Gregory, you smoke weed to take care of your bipolar. No. Yeah. Moving right along. So running back situation. Colin Cowherd is right about running backs. Because here's the thing, a lot of people will say, hey, I'd like to see Zeke run for 2,000 yards. I don't Don't. Because if you go through the numbers, and that's where I get most of my information, through the numbers, you go ahead and take a look at most running backs after they've run 2,000 yards. Barry Sanders did it twice, but he's an anomaly. Adrian Peterson did it twice, but again, he's an anomaly too. I don't, he's got to be like the Bionic Man or something. Other than that, everybody else dropped off a cliff. And you could see that Zeke Elliott towards the end of last year was wearing down. You've seen with Todd Gurley. And by the way, I showed a clip of all of Jared Goff's touchdown passes from 2017 because people say Dak doesn't throw the ball downfield. Go look at those. More than half of his touchdown passes are 1 or 2 or 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and Todd Gurley takes it to the house. Seriously. Michael Stansberry did a super chat. Did I miss it? I didn't see it. Well, Michael Stansberry, thank you for the super chat. It didn't show up, but thank you very much. Breaking news: Carson Wentz just got hurt. Okay, all right, Charles Gray. Let's not wish to come on. Let's not joke like that. So you don't want to kill your running back, and you definitely want to be able to use him out in space. Because here's the difference. Think about this: when you get the ball behind the line of scrimmage, you're about anywhere from 7 to 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage. You're trying to get your momentum going and pick out the hole. You've got 3 or 4 guys that are like 300 pounds that are coming at you while you're trying to make a move. So if you're trying to make a move, your body's kind of bent, and then you get the pile-ups. That's where guys get hurt. That's where the wear and tear happens. If you can get to the second level, then more than likely you're taking glancing blows, or it's like 1 or 2 guys that are tackling you. And it may be a linebacker who's only like 240 pounds, or a safety or cornerback that's only like 220, 210. You don't take as much punishment. But the way our offense has been is first down, Zeke Elliott right up the middle, boom, pound him away. And that's what wears guys out. You think of Darren McFadden. With the Raiders, he couldn't average more than 3.3 yards a carry because their offensive line stunk, and he kept getting hit behind the line of scrimmage. When he came to Dallas, he averaged almost 5 because he was actually able to get past the line of scrimmage. He wasn't trying to make a cut, and a 300-pound guy falls on him and busts his knee. So that's what you have to look at. And when you start using guys in the passing game like Barkley or like Kamara, they're catching the ball in space where they can make a move and use their speed. And it prolongs their careers. Stephanie! It's okay. You're late with Victor. You two weren't out together, were you? Because Victor just showed up. Connor, no. Actually, I you know what, Victor? I screwed up on the video. Because with Joe Boo goes up and he gets Connor to sign. He's like, man, this is cool. And he asked, can you stand up? And he stood up. And what I was trying to do with the camera, you can have a video, and if you hit the top button, you can snap a picture while it's recording the video. But I hit the wrong button, and I stopped recording. So it ended up being that I had Connor McGovern that stood up and just kind of towers over you. Now, to me, he's got that, that baby fat still. He doesn't have that complete NFL man body just yet, where you just got the muscles just bulging all over the place. But he's got a frame that could put on an easily 20 pounds of muscle, and it won't change his being able to move. But he's still a big, big guy. So getting Tony Pollard. Spunky91, thank you very much for the super chat. Oh, what? One other thing, you guys, I'm forgetful, and I've been out in the heat today. Here's what we're going to do. In celebration of training camp opening next Friday, right here, we've got my man Joe Boo is holding Ed Too Tall Jones's autographed jersey. I actually have two of them. I have one that's already in a frame because I got that last year when we were playing, but I got another one. And so what we're going to do is everybody did a super chat, does a super chat tonight. My live streams for, when I'm doing stuff, between cooking and my day job and all that. And Monday and Friday, we'll do a giveaway for that. So thank you very much for those super chats. I appreciate that. All that is going back into the channel. There's some stuff I want to get to help the channel and to get ready for the Giants game and the Redskins game. So I appreciate that. Canada shout out up north for support. Oh man, don't get me started about you can't be a Cowboy fan. Victor, slap yourself. Slap yourself. I mean, like that, Victor. And then back here with you. Is Jobu for sale? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Harold Jones, Mark in America, it's all about. Oh, I can't read all that. Yeah, but I can't read that. Ed Too Tall Jones really is that tall. 6'9". Yes. Victor, no. You could say 20,000 and I wouldn't sell Jobu. I'll be honest with you. And this is going to sound crazy, but I honestly believe there's something to this guy. I'm not super, well, I am superstitious. But some crazy things have happened with it. The fact that I'm even here. You got to understand, I used to stutter. I used to not be able to speak in public until I got this. What are the chances of showing up, getting brought to the stage, back to the beginning of First Take, and then having Stephen A. Smith high-five Joe Boo, and Joe Boo get caught in his sleeve, and it looks like he's punching him? I'm serious, Tramel. The memories and everything else that I have with Joe. Ricky Heist, thank you very much for the super chat. You are entered in the drawing as well. Seriously. I couldn't. From Charles Haley to Tony Romo, the mayor of New York, the NFL commissioner, the Super Bowls. And like I said, to me, I feel like he's running some shit. Good things have always happened with. Listen, I walked the streets in Harlem at like 2 o'clock in the morning, and nobody messed with me. Baltimore, New Orleans, ain't nobody. I'm ready. Listen, I even went to Philadelphia during training camp at the Stink. Walked all the way down to the beginning, very front row. Joe Boo had his middle finger. In Eagle territory. And turned around and snapped a picture. Can you believe I didn't get my ass kicked? So, no, Victor. He's not for sale. He's not for sale. Not for sale ever. And besides, when I die, I'm going to pass it down to Michael. Now, he might sell it. I don't know. All right. So, anyway, back to did our Dallas Cowboys do everything? Yeah, I digress. So, we get Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard is what we want, or at least we think, is what we were looking for in Trayvon Austin. A hybrid. A wide receiver / running back. A guy on third down that you can put outside who can block or he can take a screen pass. He's quick. He's a change of pace. You get Zeke in there running in the middle and pounding him and everything else. Then you get Tony Pollard, fresh legs running outside. And you're going to kill defensive linemen. They're going to get pounded on by all those big guys. And now I got a sprint? Oh, man, you're talking about leg cramps. So I look at that and say, yeah, you address the running back. We got the offensive line, we got running back. Wide receiver. Randall Cobb. Randall Cobb wasn't just looking for a paycheck. He was looking for a home. He knew where he wanted to go. Now, he had hamstring issues last year. But right now, he looks like he's got that hamstring taken care of. From what we're hearing, that he is fast as can be. If he is anywhere near where he has been in the past, that is an incredible weapon. Amari Cooper. Well, we already saw that he's the third leg of the triplets. He's got an off season now to work with Dak. We have a new game plan. You look at wide receiver. You saw Michael Gallup getting better as the season went on. So all of a sudden you start looking at that and say, okay, check, wide receiver. Now, of course, what's near and dear to me is that defensive line. And I cannot wait to see that in action. Now, we know DeMarcus Lawrence is probably going to start on the PUP list, the physically unable to perform list when he gets there next week. But that shoulder is getting there closer and closer, and there's hopefully true supporter of Mark. Will hit that like button and thumbs up. How'd you get the letters like that, Stephanie? That's kind of weird. Thank you. I appreciate it so much. I'm going to be, FYI, we're going into enemy territory next weekend. We're going to go put some bad mojo on the Redskins. We're going to go to Redskins training camp for the day. We're going to meet Ed Oliver, who's been talking so much smack about us. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to show them Dallas Cowboy pride. All right, so defensive line. You got to be excited. If you love the war in the trenches like I do, you've got to be excited as can be. DeMarcus Lawrence has got a chip on his shoulder, and hopefully it's not a chip that came out of his shoulder from the surgery. DeMarcus Lawrence is pissed off from the Madden ratings and everything else. He wants to be a beast, okay? He's like, I got this contract. I'm going to go out there and earn it. And then you add, oh, my God, Robert Quinn. People look at Robert Quinn and say, yeah, this year was kind of down last year, but I'm going to tell you he's an upgrade over Randy Gregory. And I don't believe he was used in the best situation there in that cesspool of Miami. And he's on a one-year deal. So he's looking for another deal. He's not ready to leave football yet. He's going to be playing lights out. I think we're going to get Randy Gregory back. After Tyreek Hill getting off. After Reuben Foster just getting a 2-game. George, shoot me an email, okay, and let me know how I can go about doing it. Well, actually, I tell you what, George, why don't you shoot me an email to that? And Cowboys Experience is actually a great way to go ahead and to join if you need tickets and all that stuff. They're doing a whole lot of stuff. Cowboys Experience. If you go ahead and hit them up, just tell them that I sent you, and they'll get you a discount. Vosh, Vosh is in the house. Yeah, okay, maybe. But I tell you what, Randy Gregory had some bad penalties last year, face mask, hitting too low and stuff like that. Quinn's a more polished player. And Quinn's not getting suspended for weed. I'm just putting it out there. But I agree with you. I'd like to have both, okay? I'd like to be able to have a rotation of that because that would be the ultimate, all right? But we also ended up adding Kerry Hayter. Hayter in 16 had a great season. He's trying to get back to that form. He's on a one-year deal. He's trying to get paid. You got Christian Covington, who actually came on last year. I got to get back to him. I mean, Vic, you got to understand, I got so much going on, man. I got a lot going on. I know Bad Dog, him and I are going to do some work together, man. We're going to do some work, all right? Just stop bugging me, Victor. Damn, Victor. You got Christian Covington, who came on last year as a defensive tackle with 4.5 sacks. That defensive line could be a beast, especially with the best two young linebackers in the business. That front seven I will put against anybody. Now, we'll see if Vosh agrees with me or not. I don't know if he does or not. Vosh is not rating the stream. Who said you're rating the stream? You're just coming in for the party, man. Welcome to the party, all right? Oh, Doris, here's the thing, though. The biggest problem that we have, Derek, is we got too many good guys. Because Doris Armstrong's another great one, okay? You got, of course, Tyrone Crawford, who's in the mix there, who's been a team captain and things. You've got Malik Collins, who's on the last year of his deal looking to get paid. And this is what I really love about the Dallas Cowboys, or what they're doing right now, is they're not locking all these guys up for the long haul. You're putting it on the guy that if you want to be here, or if you want to be elsewhere and get paid, you got to have a great season. And if they have a great season and you let them go, then we're getting a compensatory pick. Zach said I was raiding. Oh, okay. Now, he ain't right. Man, Vosh is like, he's going to get mad when I say this, but he's like one of my kids. Seriously. E2 Blue, that's one of my kids. DMV Dallas Cowboys, is one of my kids. And, of course, Michael Anthony really is one of my kids. I was joking. Let's talk Cowboys. Okay, so defensive line, check. Offensive line, check. Wide receiver, check. Running backs, check. Tight ends. You got Jason Witten back. Jason Witten off for a year. Did his body heal for a year and he found the fountain of youth? We can hope. Speed was never his game. But tight end was definitely an area that we did not excel in. We got 4 touchdowns on the season out of the tight ends, and 3 of those are the last game. Yes, my daughter has, between her 2 channels, about 350,000 subscribers. Yes, Victor. And don't go in there showing your ass. Because, Victor, I'm going to tell you this right. Hold on. Victor, I know how you are. Victor, I know how you are when it comes to women. If I find out that you're in there in my daughter's channel acting an ass, drooling all over the damn cell phone trying to make comments on her, I will hunt you down, son, and I will beat the living daylights out of you. Back to your regularly scheduled program. All right, one quick thing real quick here. I need y'all to do me a favor. I need you guys to right now, and I mean after the stream, go to Starboy Entertainment on YouTube. Seriously, go to Starboy Entertainment on YouTube. All right? Because my man is the real deal. Because
they say defense wins championships. We're here in Dallas. We got a top 10. When the hot boys hit the field, this is what we tell them. Listen what we tell them. This is what we tell them. Go to work.
Time to go to work.
It's time to go to work. It's time to go to work.
It's time to go to work.
See, clock in, yeah, it's time to go to work. It's time to go to work. Yeah, it's time to go to work. Gone clock in, clock in, clock in, gone clock in, clock in, clock in, gone clock in, clock in, yeah, it's time to go to work. See my defense, they on the field right now. Yeah, my defense, they yelling 3 and now. Yeah, my defense, they don't like your quarterback. So my defense, all trying to get them sacks with the ball in the air. Secondary go to work. Byron Jones, he be there. He be lying, he be lurking. If you get past him, Jeff Heath gon' hurt him. Put the ball down, go ahead and run it. I got a hot front four when they coming. Plus we got the best linebacker duo in the whole NFL. We the hot boys sizzling on fire. Come to give your team hell.
Definitely go check him out. My man is putting in the music. Jihana Jamin, thank you very much for that super chat. No, that was actually, that was the crazy man stare. And I ain't playing, Victor. I ain't playing. Anyway, I guess Vosh is out of here. All right, so but definitely check out my man Starboy. He's actually going to be on our. We're going to do a video with him on Monday or so, and he's got a couple of new raps and things that are be coming out that he's going to be doing and stuff. He's doing a video actually at the stadium for the Giants show. And I see Vosh is putting in a shameless plug. There you go, Vosh. Check out his crop video when y'all done here. Yeah, are you live streaming tonight after the show here, Vosh? Yeah, West Coast plays it. Yeah, he reached out to me yesterday, man. I was like, oh shit, okay, cool. So we're definitely gonna be checking him out. Mark is funny. Listen, that was no joke. You don't play about my daughter. You don't play about my wife. Seriously. All right, so we clocked in. All right, we've gone to work, but definitely check in and subscribe to Starboy Entertainment. Dickie Normus, email me please, because I can't find your address. Thank you very much, and I love the sticker of how's it going. Damn, did I say Dickie Normus? Damn. It's been so long since you've been here. You got me. Damn it, Richard. Yeah, incognito. I just saw. I hit it up. Shoot your shot. Okay. All right. Let me go through and look at some of the comments. Week 1, yes. Week 1, definitely. Bad news is I'm not gonna be able to make a training camp this year. Unfortunately, my truck died last night. Listen, Dickie, Richard, email me again, please. Just do it again, okay? Listen, I'm old, I'm technology challenged, and I got a million things going on. It's just not enough hours in the day. I got up at 6 o'clock this morning. I've been up in an attic. I done fixed the ceiling. I've put in some electrical work. I've done jackhammered some concrete. I done cooked shrimp and grits. I done 4-5 videos. I'm here doing a live stream and everything else. I ain't got time to go through searching on my cell phone for emails. I'm technology challenged, man. Come on, man. Give me a break. Give me a break, please. Mark the Cowboy Mahomes. Okay. Yeah. Quest Cowboys. Wait a minute. What is that, Quest Cowboys? Yeah, I had to block him off my phone so I wouldn't lose my cool and blocked him off YouTube channels. I don't even see his comments. I can imagine how pathetic. Who are you talking about on there, Quest Cowboys? Wentz not even healthy. Eric Spencer, you're trying to super chat, but you... Oh, no. Listen, I don't say that to look for super chats. I just say that because the money I was planning on using to be able to go out to California went to taking care of the truck and stuff. And with the Giant game being week 1 and then the Redskin game week 2, listen, I am going all in for the tailgate when we go to FedEx Field. I'm getting a 65-inch TV that we're going to have out there. I'm buying a new grill to go along with my smoker and a deep fryer because I think we're going to have about 300 people. So we're talking about a lot of food, a lot of wings and everything else. And I want it to be on point. I want people to go away from that event and say, damn, yeah, the Cowboys kicked the Redskins' ass, but damn, you should have been at Mark's tailgate. Man, that was the shit. That's what I'm trying to do. And I can't believe that literally, dudes, we're 50 days away from our first game. 50 days. Mark, my email is still up. Your email is still up. Email. What? My email. My email is still up? What? Oh, okay. Well, my email is... okay. Got it. Yeah, and that's fine because then people can, email me with their hate mail and everything else. 'Cause I don't know. Is Zeke holding out? Vampire Prince, I will say, I don't think so. Here's the thing that's funny. This is the silly season. This, because there's nobody practicing yet, there's nobody getting hurt and things like that, there's nobody getting suspended. And so you don't want to lose the momentum that you had from the OTAs. And so this is what I call the silly season. And this is where they come out with all the crazy stuff about the Cowboys. Oh, don't pay Dak. He's not worthwhile. Oh, Zeke Elliott. You got to worry about Zeke. Trade him for a boatload of players and things like that. They're going to come up with a lot of crap because they're looking for clicks. And what happens? Richard Normus. Thank you very much for that super chat. I'm glad you can still catch my streams in the morning. Well, it's actually good to see you too, Dickie Normus. No, wait. Can I take that back? Is there a dump button? That just didn't sound right. So you're getting all this crazy stuff that's out there, and unfortunately, all of the great people that used to work, that actually knew football and things, that actually would report on what's actually going on in football, ESPN fired all of them. They wanted to have the young-looking people that are now the reality show. I'm surprised they're not pulling people's hair and stuff off and all that. What you got for vegetarian Cowboy fans at the tailgate? How about we have some celery and carrots with some of my famous blue cheese, okay? How about we have some of my famous coleslaw, okay? How about we have some of my baked beans? How about that? Mojo Punch, is that considered? Oh, okay. So you've got so many of these stories that are out there. And so we heard that Zeke Elliott was going to hold out from OTAs. Zeke Elliott's going to hold out from OTAs. He wants a new contract. Didn't he show up for OTAs? We've heard everybody talk about holding out, except for Zeke Elliott. The only person that matters. Zeke ain't said shit. Oh, and Rudy, you know what? And here's the thing. Well, Stephanie, I have actually, since November, dropped 30 pounds from doing the keto. So, and here's what else I need you guys to do for me, too. So make sure you go to Starboy Entertainment and subscribe to his channel. If you like what I do during my day job, subscribe to Jobu's Day Job Homes. That's my other channel that I'm starting. And once I get to 1,000 subscribers, then I can actually live stream when I'm at work and stuff, okay? And so what I'll start doing is everything that I do during the day, I'll put on that channel. But I need to be able to get those up because you can't do mobile live streaming until you have 1,000. And it's only a couple hundred right now. So I'm going to start transitioning that because, next week the season starts, which means there's going to be a lot of content. And I don't want the YouTube police having any issues or anything like that because they're saying I'm posting too much. There's a lot of shit going on. And there will be a lot of shit going on. So, we're going to do that. Starboy Entertainment is what it is, Victor. Nobody's got a contract just yet. Zeke, Dak, Amari. Can you teach me your trade? Say prime time? Do you live around here? Thank you, Damien. I appreciate that. Okay. I've said this a couple times, but, as we're getting ready for the end of the show. Here's what I see. And I've been around a long time with the Dallas Cowboys. I talk about the Cowboys' identity. The Dallas Cowboys, when they have always been successful, have always had a great defense. They've had a good quarterback that does, look at Roger Staubach. Roger Staubach is good. Okay, I'm sorry. Great quarterback. Great with Roger Staubach, with Troy Aikman, and Tony Romo. Fortunately, with Tony Romo, we were missing some pieces. Sometimes we had a great defense and Tony Romo was young. Other times we had a great offense and we didn't have the defensive things. We just didn't quite get everything together at the same time. But as I look at this team and what we've always had in the past, a great wide receiver, a great number one, be it Drew Pearson, be it Des Bryant, be it the playmaker. We've had it. We've had always one of the top running backs in football, be it Tony Dorsett, be it Emmitt Smith, and we got Zeke. And I believe that Dak can be that quarterback like Troy Aikman, like Roger Staubach, like Tony Romo. Danny White was there as well. But, unfortunately for Danny White, he got to 3 NFC Championship games. They just couldn't get over the hump. That Redskins teams, I hate to give them credit. Those Redskins teams, they were hell. They were a bruising team with John Riggins and that offensive line, and they had one hell of a pass rush. They kind of reinvented football. They went to that one-back set and had that H-back. It was something new. And the Cowboys, the problem with the Cowboys was Tom Landry, who was the innovator, stopped evolving. He was always leading the NFL between the flex defense, between, using the shotgun and stuff. But he got to the point where things were changing and he can change. He was still the offensive defensive coordinators where now everything was being specialized. And so Danny White was just really in the wrong era. Danny White in another era may have been a multiple Super Bowl winner. But the Cowboys have the triplets, which is something that's always been the trademark of this team. We've seen when we don't have a quarterback, and as much as people say, just get one of these other guys. Dak wants too much money. Just grab, Teddy Bridgewater or somebody else. They'll be cheaper. You know what? Dak is clutch. Whatever it is about him, they believe in him, and when the game's on the line, it works. We saw in 2015, without a quarterback, can't win. Zeke goes out, we're 4-3 without Zeke Elliott. As much as Colin Cowherd says, just get rid of him. You don't overpay it. Running back, you can get anybody. You can get anybody. All those teams that he named haven't won a Super Bowl. You got to have him. We thought we could get away with having a quarterback and a running back and didn't need a great receiver. And we were 4-6 without a true number one. But once we put those 3 pieces together, this team was 7-1 with Scott Linehan as the coach. 7-1. That's a combination. That offense was hell to beat. Some games it ended up being Zeke was eaten. Other games it was Amari Cooper getting 3 touchdowns against the Eagles. Whatever it was, it worked. It was dynamic. It was something that you looked at and said, shit. Even with the offensive line in flux, having these 3 guys. Miss Jackie is actually in Jacksonville at the beach with family, so she's not here tonight. She's having fun. So she's getting her vacation on before the marathon starts of football. So in my mind, all these idiots out there are telling you, oh, you don't need Dak. Oh, don't pay Amari Cooper. You can get another wide receiver. Oh, Dak is trash. Just grab one of these. No. The 3 of those guys together. Let me say it one more time. Dak, Zeke, and Amari together. 3-1. I'm sorry, 7-1. And if you want to put playoffs on there, 8-2. I'm not worried. He won't pull Le'Veon Bell. And you know why? And I'll tell you why. Because the Cowboys and Jerry Jones went to the mat for Zeke Elliott. Jerry Jones basically ended up getting sued and paying several millions of dollars trying to defend Zeke. It didn't win. But I don't see Zeke holding out because of that, because the team stood behind him. And all these people that talk about him holding out, that's not Zeke saying that. When Zeke doesn't show up on the bus, then I'll worry. But what I'm telling you is, as much as they tell you that the Cowboys can't win without Zeke, or that Dak is just a bus driver, or Amari wants too much money, listen. This combination worked. Robert Apakian, thank you very much for the super chat. You're entered in the drawing as well. And you don't change something that's like that. What you do is you put the other pieces around it and you evolve the offense, because I'm telling you, what you saw on the field right there was special. With that being said, man, it's already 10 o'clock, man. Wow. I'm amazed at how fast the time flies. But you know what's going to be fun? Is next week when we're doing the live stream, when we start, the Cowboys will be just getting off of the field. Can you believe that? All that time has passed. The season is right here. I don't know about you, but I'm excited as can be. And it's time to turn off the lights, because this party is almost over. I want to thank everybody for coming in, being part of the show. Thank you for all the super chats. I'll get all your names and stuff and start putting those into a bowl. We'll do the drawing next Friday. And, of course, we'll be here on Monday night. Make sure you guys subscribe to my man, Starboy Entertainment, because he's going to be doing an interview with us next week. And we're going to be ready to rock and roll. I got a whole lot of work to do this weekend to finally get everything together for the season. But, guys, we're going to be bringing you the best coverage on the Dallas Cowboys. But right now, the lights are out.
Party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night. The party's over. And tomorrow and next year starts the same old thing again.